Britney Spears exposes her darkest moments. We got to talk about this, but before we get into it, hello, my name is Sebastian, and I spill pop culture tea videos every single day. So if you're looking for a new messy best friend, you have found me. You guys, happy Saturday. I'm so grateful and thankful to be here with all of you guys. Today is my husband's birthday. So if you wanted to go wish him a happy birthday, go to his YouTube channel, The Real Andy of Beverly Hills, and wish him a happy birthday. I just wanted to say thank you all so much for just spending some time with me today. I am so grateful and thankful. And the whole vibe on my channel is like we're on a FaceTime call or just hanging out at a slumber party in my closet with the sparkly clothes and eating all of our favorite snacks. So if you're looking for a safe community where we respect and love one another, you found it. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. So best friend, we are going to be talking about Miss Britney Jean Spears, born December 2nd, 1981. Baby, one more time. Oops, I did it again. Britney in the Zone, greatest hits, my prerogative, blackout, circus, Femme Fatale, Britney Jean Glory. And I'm doing this out of anger. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not gonna put up a front. I'm not gonna do anything, bitch. I'm angry. I'm angry. I'm absolutely furious because I believe in my whole heart and soul that the treatment that Britney Spears is receiving and has been receiving online has been absolutely disgusting, okay? I think that Britney Spears needs to... Honestly, she needs to put a lot of people in their place, okay? The media and certain fans who have now gone off the deep end because Britney Spears' extension tracks are showing her. Britney Spears, she's writing all these huge captions or doing twirls in her fucking living room residency. There is always something that is not fucking up to their par, you know, and that's why they don't want to support Britney Spears again. But I'm here to remind you of something that was so horrible to Britney that she survived. This person right here is so incredibly strong, and this person right here survived. And I wanted to share a little bit with you and maybe remind you, so before you leave any hate comments, you could have some sympathy and give her some grace. Okay. I will be talking about when she was forced to go into basically a clinic for many months, and that is when she went missing, and that is when the Free Britney movement started. As the holidays approached, I was feeling pretty good. Aside from my fear that my father was plotting something, I felt strong and inspired by the women I'd met in AA. In addition to being brilliant, they had so much common sense, and I've learned a lot from them about how to be an adult woman navigating the world with honesty and bravery. For my birthday, Hissam, which is Sam Asghari, her ex-husband, took me somewhere special. I started making holiday plans, but my father insisted that he would be taking the boys for Christmas. If I wanted to see them, I'd have to see my father too. When I pushed back, my father said, "The boys don't want to be with you this year. They're coming home to Louisiana with me and your mom, and that's that." "This is news to me," I said. But if they'd really rather be in Louisiana that week, I guess that's okay. The Vegas show hadn't been canceled yet. Domination. That was her residency that she announced with Ellen, and that was after The Piece of Me ended. I was hiring new dancers and going over the routines. At a rehearsal one day, I'd been working with all the dancers, both new and old, when one of the dancers who'd been with the show the past 4 years did a move for us all. I winced when I saw it. It looked really challenging. "I don't want to do that one," I said. "It's too hard." It didn't seem like a big deal to me, but suddenly my team and the directors disappeared into a room and shut the door. I got the feeling that I had done something horribly wrong, but I didn't understand how not wanting to do one move in a routine could qualify as that. I mean, I was almost 5 years older than I'd been when the first residency started. My body had changed too. What difference did it make if we changed it up? We'd all been having fun, from what I could tell. I have social anxiety, so if there's anything to feel uncomfortable about, I usually feel it first. But that day, all seemed well. I was laughing and talking to the dancers. Some of the new ones could do gainers, meaning a standing back truck going forward. They were amazing. I asked if I could learn it, and one of them offered to spot me on it. All of which is to say we were playing and communicating. Nothing was going wrong. but the way my team had behaved made me worried something was up. A day later in therapy, my doctor confronted me. "We found energy supplements in your purse," he said. "The energy supplements gave me a sense of confidence and energy, and you didn't need a prescription for them." He knew that I had been taking them during my shows in Vegas, but now he made a big deal out of it. "We feel like you're doing way worse things behind our backs," he said, "and we don't feel like you're doing well in rehearsals. You're giving everyone a hard time." "Is this a joke?" I said. Instantly, I was furious. I had tried so hard. My work ethic was strong. "We're going to be sending you to a facility," the therapist said. "And before you go to this place over Christmas break, we're going to have a woman come to run psychological tests on you." A flashy doctor who I'd seen on TV and instinctively hated came to my house against my will, sat me down, and tested my cognitive abilities for hours. My father told me that this doctor had concluded that I'd bombed the test. She said, "You failed. Now you have to go to the mental health facility. There's something severely wrong with you. But don't worry, we found you a small rehab program in Beverly Hills. It will only cost you $60,000 a month." As I gathered my stuff crying, I asked how long I should pack for, how long they'd make me stay there. But I was told that there was no way to know. Maybe a month, maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months. It all depends on how well you do and how well you demonstrate your capabilities. The program was supposedly a luxury rehab that had created a special program for me, so I'd be alone and wouldn't have to interact with other people. "What if I don't go?" I asked. My father said that if I didn't go, then I'd have to go to court and I'd be embarrassed, he said. "We will make you look like a fucking idiot, and trust me, you will not win. It's better not telling you to go versus a judge in court telling you." I felt like it was a form of blackmail and I was being gaslit. I honestly felt like they were trying to kill me. I had never stood up to my dad in all those years. I never said no to anyone. My no in that room that day really pissed my dad off. They forced me to go. They had my back against a wall and I had no choice. "If you don't do this, this is what's going to happen to you. So we suggest you go and get it over with." Only that didn't happen. Getting it over with, that is, because once I got there, I couldn't leave, even though I kept begging to. They kept me locked up against my will for months. The doctors took me away from my kids and my dogs in my house. I couldn't go outside. I couldn't drive a car. I had to give blood weekly. I couldn't take a bath in private. I couldn't shut the door to my room. I was watched. Even when I was changing, I had to go to sleep at 9 p.m. They supervised me watching TV from 8 to 9 o'clock in bed. I had to be up every morning at 8. I had endless meetings every day. For several hours a day, I sat in a chair receiving mandatory therapy. I spent the time in between meetings staring out the window, watching cars pull up and drive away. So many cars bringing so many therapists and security guards, doctors and nurses. What I think did the most damage to me was watching all those people coming and going while I was prevented from leaving. I was told that everything that was happening was for my own good, but I felt abandoned in that place. And while everyone kept saying they were there to help me, I never could understand what my family wanted from me. I did everything I was supposed to do. My kids would come for an hour on the weekends, but if I didn't do what I was supposed to do during the week, I wouldn't be allowed to see them. One of the only people who called me was Cade, her best friend. I've always felt safe and yet also a sense of danger with Cade. The most entertaining call I had the whole time was his FaceTiming me from a hospital in Texas to tell me how he'd gotten bitten by a scorpion in his bed. His leg blew up to the size of a basketball, no joke. "Are you serious right now?" I said, looking at his swollen leg on the phone. It was unbelievably bad. Thinking about Cade's poor leg gave me one of the only true distractions from what I was dealing with, and I'll always be grateful to him and that Texas scorpion. The therapist questioned me for hours, and what seemed like every day, even 7 days a week. For years, I'd been on Prozac, but in the hospital, they took me abruptly off of it and put me on lithium. a dangerous drug that I did not want or need, and that makes you extremely slow and lethargic. I felt my concept of time morph, and I grew disoriented on lithium. I didn't know where I was or even who I was sometimes. My brain wasn't working the way it used to. It wasn't lost on me that lithium was a drug my grandmother, Jean, who later committed, had been put on in Mandeville. Meanwhile, my security team that I'd been with for so long acted like I was a criminal. When it was time for blood draws, the tech drawing my blood would be flanked by the nurse, a security guard, and my assistant. Was I a cannibal? Was I a bank robber? Was I a wild animal? Why was I treated as though I were about to burn the place down and murder them all? They check my blood pressure 3 times a day like I was an 80-year-old woman. And they take their time, make me sit down, get the cuff, slowly attach it, slowly pump it up 3 times a day to feel sane. I needed to move around. Movement was my life as a dancer. I thrived on it. I needed it and craved it, but they kept me in the chair for ages. I began to feel like I was being ritually tortured. I felt anxious in my feet and in my heart and in my brain. I could never burn off that energy. You know how when your body is moving, you're reminded that you're alive? That's all I wanted. And I couldn't move, which meant I began to wonder if I might actually already be half dead. I feel ruined. So, before you want to say anything, and that's just a little bit of it. There's a lot more. Before you want to say something negative about Britney Spears and her dancing around, and her captions, and her tracks showing, or her eyeliner being fucked up, remember that. Over a dance move. Remember that. Okay? That's all I wanted to do in this video. I'm tired of people being so cruel to Britney, and you know what? I'm not gonna allow it. Not on my watch, okay? Love you all so much. I highly suggest you get this memoir. It is incredibly powerful. What I just wrote to you is just a little bit, okay? She did not even know that the Free Britney movement was happening until a nurse told her. I will tell you about it in the next video. Love you all so much. Thank you for watching. And please, please, please give this book a chance and give Britney Spears some grace. I love you all. Mwah.